Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So Ermine from One Day Savings had contacted me recently asking me if I would be willing to do a video on some of their silicone molds that they have. And I said, yes, I would be interested in it. So I chose these two molds. The one on my left, this one right here, is an actual shelf mold. It comes with the shelf and the two little things that I don't know what they're called, the little sides that you set the shelf on that hold it up. And then this one right here that I'm going to be doing today is like a cute little light box type mold. It comes with the actual LED light itself that is a USB hookup to it. It comes with the base, it comes with some tape, it comes with a little bunch of different like little mosaic pieces. I guess you can do it like a mosaic type light if you'd like. And then the main part of the actual light casing itself. They have graciously given me a discount code that you can use, and it will be in my description box below for 5% off anything on their website. So you can go and check them out. Now, I am not going to be using these little mosaic pieces in this piece. However, it is cool to have all these little shapes for other projects, even if you don't want to use it as part of the light. You can use it for, maybe a tray, a mosaic tray mold. Perfect for leftover resin, right? You can just start filling them up, all those little pieces, and then do something with them later on. So it's kind of cool right there. So what I want to do today is I'm going to use this laminating paper that I have. It's cold laminating paper, so it's sticky on the one side, and it's got holographic snowflakes on it. I thought in my winter Christmassy type thing that this would be a neat little light to have. So that is what I'm doing today. Now, I am just pouring a very thin amount of clear resin into the bottom of this mold just to have something to adhere the laminating film to after it's cured. Just popping any bubbles, heating up that resin to just kind of get it to move around and flow nicely for me. And then that's all for this layer that I'm going to be doing. Super simple. Okay, so 24 hours later, this layer of resin's all nice and cured. Now it's time to figure out what size I need to put on the sides of this. I have decided that I kind of went back and forth in my brain, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it on the top in those little triangles or not. I decided against it, and I'm just going to do this on the side. So I started out cutting it with scissors, and then I grew a brain and remembered I have this little cutting mat thing that I can use instead, which will hopefully, in theory, I should be able to cut straight lines because me and straight lines, we don't get along real well. They avoid me at all costs. So I figured I'll use this instead. So that's all I'm doing for this right here. I just kind of measured out the one, cutting it out, and then I'm going to go and measure the other ones from the first one I did. Really, I mean, it's not rocket science. Of course, as you can see, I'm trimming it because even with the straight edge thing that's supposed to cut stuff straight, I still can't manage to cut it straight because, I, I suck at life. Okay, so here we go now. Actually cutting this, just kind of measuring it up and hoping that they're kind of all the same size, which I still managed to make them too big. So I have to get out my craft blade and very, very carefully, so as not to cut the silicone mold, I kind of have to like kind of just slice off a little bit that I had overcut it. And then as I am pushing it down, I'm trying to make sure that there aren't any bubbles in the actual film itself and that it's adhered nicely to the piece. See what I'm talking about? Like I don't know. I really don't know. But really that's all I'm doing. It's really quite simple once you figure out what size you need just to put it on. I mean, the stuff works like a charm. It's great. It really is. It's not super fiddly. It's not, it peels off fairly easily and it just sticks right to it. And it's really pretty. I love the iridescent snowflakes. They're gorgeous. So as I kind of finish fiddling with this, I do want to let you guys know because some of you may be wondering why this isn't a Dollar Tree upscale. I think I'm just gonna X-nay that whole series. I've lost a lot of subscribers, I feel, because of it, and it doesn't seem like it's as popular as I thought maybe it would have been. So Saturdays are going to be kind of for whatever I feel like doing or whatever I've got going on. It could be resin related, it may not be resin related. More often than not, it probably will have something to do with resin because that's kind of where my passion is. I thought I would give it a shot and it just didn't go like I thought it was going to. Nobody really seemed to like it very much. So there's no point in wasting my time, your time, everyone else's time for something that's just not succeeding. So I'm not going to be continuing with that. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that I'll never do another one because I may decide that there's something that I really want to do, but it's not going to be a series any longer. Okay. Now we are done with this. So I started thinking I have these little snowflake things that I bought and I thought that they would be kind of cute maybe going along with the snowflake theme on the top of them. So I decided what the hell, why not? I'm going to go with it. Now, this is the base of the box. I thought that I didn't want clear necessarily. I wouldn't be able to put that laminating paper on it, so I thought, okay, well maybe if I do like a chameleon powder kind of with the bluey, I mean it's a blue purple mix one, but I thought maybe it would kind of still give that snowflakey vibe. eh, I don't know. I don't honestly, I don't know how I feel about this whole project right now, but that was what was speaking to me in my brain because like I said, I didn't really want to do clear. I thought this would be cool. So I am just now mixing my black resin up for the chameleon powder and we were pour it into the yep, into the mold. That's it. And go from there. So I don't know what happened to the footage that I had of me doing, like filling up the rest of the mold for the sides with resin. Like it's gone. I don't know. So this project was like it was a hot mess from start to finish. Like I'm not even gonna lie, it was a hot mess because I made one completely botched it because that was my fault because I did it one way thinking that's how it was set, not realizing because I've never used this particular mold before how it needed to go together. So I had to scrap that one. So I'm doing this one. And then I did all of the sides, went to put it all together and film it and realized I completely forgot to do the base. So that's what we're doing now. Now, the one complaint that I would have with this mold is the base is matte. And I don't necessarily like that. Like I feel like if like the sides and the top are going to be glossy, that the base should be glossy too. So I'm not loving the matteness of the base. I mean, I guess hindsight, I could have done a clear and it would have come out like a kind of like a frosted glass look, which would have been okay. Probably would have been better than it looks now. But like I said, this was just all a bunch of bad decisions all the way around for this entire project. And then not necessarily knowing how to put it together. The first one that I tried, I attempted with UV resin and that was a total disaster. Like it was just it was horrible. Horrible. Um so yeah. Okay, so when I poured the top layer of resin on these sides, I thought I'd add a little bit of my super sparkle, the Rolio Pearl White. I added too much. I mean, I barely put any in it, but not thinking how much like it actually sparkles everything up. I added too much and I think that I lost a lot of the holographic film from underneath. A lot of that gets lost in there. Like you can see it depending on how the light's hitting it, but it probably would have been better if I'd have just not put that in at all, or if I'd used way, way less, even though I barely used any at all. Anyway, so back to the video, and what I'm doing now is, since the UV resin part didn't work, I thought I got these permanent glue dots that I thought, okay, well, if I cut them in half, they'll work and they'll stick together. And they do ish. So that's what I'm doing now is I'm just putting the little dots on the, like, okay, so it sticks together, right? But even though it says it's permanent, I don't know. Like, I mean, I can squeeze it and but it's still kind of like it could fall apart. I mean, I don't know. The sides hold up better than the top part. The top part and those little triangle pieces, the glue did not. No, it just no, no. I probably would have been better fighting with the E6000 or something to that effect, maybe. I don't think hot glue would work because I feel like it would be too much, too bumpy. And with this being a transparent piece, like, I just, you can see the glue. Like, I'm looking at this piece right now, not on video, but like actually in real life as I'm doing the voiceover. I'm looking at it now and I can see the little pieces of glue that are on there. I don't know if E6000, if I would have put that on there, if I would have like completely dried clear, like, it should dry, like you can't tell that it's done together. So if anyone has a better idea, obviously this is a bad idea. Like I'm not even pretending like this is a good idea. This is just, like I said, this entire project for me personally was just, yeah, I'm not super duper happy with it. I would do a lot of things differently again, but it's a learning curve. So this will be a video of mostly what not to do. But it seriously though, if you have like an idea, because I've never actually had a mold like this where you had to put it together and succeeded. So if you have a way of what you do to like kind of glue the pieces together that works for you, that you can't see the glue through it, let me know in the comments below. I would really, really love to know what you guys use and if it's worth it. And something like this, I was struggling even with the UV resin on keeping it together with just two hands. Like without having somebody, that was the only reason why I kind of thought that this would work, because it was like an immediate bond that I wouldn't have to worry about it falling to pieces. And I tried doing the tape thing the first go around when I did it, and like the way that the pieces need to be going together, like you can tape it flat, but I couldn't tape it and it actually hold the way it was supposed to be, and then me be able to get the glue in there to hold it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking the whole thing too. Like it could be that. I don't know. I don't know. But if you have a suggestion, I would really love to know, because I really do like this mold. Like I do truly like it, with the exception of the matte bottom, but I'm just not, it's not working for me. And I don't want to be like, I'm never going to touch this mold again, because I think that there's a lot of cute things that you could do with it. Like when I first saw it, the first thing that came to my mind was painting Christmas scenes, one on each panel. Like obviously they're really small, so it'd have to be really small scenes, but you could easily just, paint like a tiny little stenciled scene or whatever on each of the panels on the side, and have that, and then like have the rest of it obviously some sort of transparency, whatever, so the light goes through. That was my first thought. And then I, went away from that and I did this one instead, and it Like, it didn't really work. I'm not happy with it, but I want to do it again and make it work. It's just I can't seem to wrap my brain around what to do with this differently to get it all to go together the right way with the gluing aspect of it, I guess. Like, what would be best for it so that you can't see it. If it was something that it was opaque, it wouldn't matter because you couldn't see it. Like, I don't want the seams to be seen. That's where I guess I'm coming up with the problem. So, if anyone has any ideas, any comments, any thoughts, you've done this before, you know what works, what doesn't. I mean, I know what doesn't, but if you know what works, please, please, please let me know. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it because I would love to do this again. Okay, rant over for now. Uh, so I decided this is how the light piece is going to go in here, right? I decided I'm really not digging the matte finish, so I am going to get my UV resin out and I'm just gonna run over it with my fingers and kind of smear a super, super thin coat on it. I don't want it to be any kind of buildup. Like, all I want to do is bring the shine to this piece. So I'm just taking my fingers and smearing the UV resin all over this, on the top, on the sides, just to bring the shine back to make this piece match. And then I am going to put it under my UV lamp for about 5 minutes to kind of cure it all up. And then we will see what we get. All right, so here's the finished piece. Now, I'm fooling with the light so that I can kind of show you the snowflakes on it. It doesn't work, the light's too bright. So in the other pictures I got, I just put a tea light candle in it, and hopefully you can see. Like I said, this project, it just, I wasn't real happy with it. The mold has a lot of potential. My execution just didn't. Anyway, guys, if you liked watching me fail, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys on Monday for the next one. Love ya. Bye.